Chapter 72. The Wedding. Reeler's family were done packing their things when a knock came. Donna answered the door, and it was Hyunki. "My driver will take you to the airport, ma'am. I will stay with Riel until Juni comes to pick us up." And so, the Kalma family left, leaving Riel and Hyun alone in the hotel room. Hyun went over to Reeler's bed and held her hand. He gripped her palm and squeezed it as he stared at her lovingly. "I love you so much, Gabrielle Marie Kalma," professed Hyunki. "I love you, too, Han Hyunki. I thought I would forever lose you. If the bank robbery didn't happen, would you still pursue me?" asked Riel inquisitively. Hyun looked straight into her eyes in a moment of silence. Then he explained, "I don't know, Riel. Honestly, I was so angry at you, and wished we never met again. But when I kissed you during our heated argument, my dying feelings for you suddenly resurrected. When you slapped me, I realized that I was pretending to hate you, and I felt like going crazy when you turned your back and walked away from me. That's why I ran after you, only to be knocked out by that thief. I felt like dying when those robbers took you, so I never backed down. I couldn't let those hoodlums hurt you, that's why I trailed them, and I am willing to lose my life to save you, but you gave your life for me instead." Both stares locked their eyes. No words would come from their lips. Afterwards, Hyun continued, "I want to make you happy, Riel. Your happiness meant so much to me. I wouldn't haste you to marry me, and I can't wait. If you were not in a hurry to marry me, why did you propose?" Riel needed clarification. "Not just because I proposed today. We'll marry tomorrow. I just made our engagement official, so no one would consider pursuing you. But then, once we're married, your attention will only be on our kids and me. But why did you gift me with a property when you were not in a hurry to marry me? Because that's the best thing I could think of for you. Just as I said, I want to make you happy," Hyun said. "By giving me a very expensive one, which, if I have to base it on my monthly income, I could be paying that house for 50 years or even more," Hyun laughed. "And why should you pay for it? It was a gift, Riel, coming from my heart, from my deepest love for you." Then he asked straightforwardly, "Are you ready to get married, Riel?" She hugged Hyun and replied, "I always dreamed of marrying you, babe." Hyun felt delighted. Then he scooped Riel into his arms and shouted joyfully, "Let us get married then." After a few months of preparation, everything got set for Hyunki and Reeler's wedding. It was a small private wedding, as planned and agreed upon by both parties. Their wedding was in a grand hotel. The ceremony got held in the hotel's garden, with a priest officiating their marriage. Only family members, chosen friends, and a few trusted guests were present at their wedding. The park had colorful flowers and orchids, and the aisle to the altar had a blue carpet. Sky blue with baby pink ribbons was the motif of the tables and chairs. Hyunki's best man, Hwanchulan Okyo-hinode, stood with the groom at the altar with his parents. Hyunki was in a blue tuxedo wedding tailcoat, becoming more handsome and stunning. The mixed feelings of nervousness and excitement overwhelm him, for he is finally marrying the girl he loves and cherishes most. Then the wedding march played, and the bride walked down the aisle. Riel was in a beautiful white bridal gown with a white knitted veil. On top of her crown was a golden headdress with brilliant gems of amethyst, turquoise, and emeralds around it. Her bouquet was lavender. It was Hyunki's favorite flower for Riel, which meant peace, harmony, and love. Hyun and Riel faced the priest and began the ceremony. After the priest's homily, the priest asked the couple to wear the rings and gave each other their vows. Hyunki spoke, "As I wear this ring to yours, I promise to love you forever, be in worst or joy, to cherish and to hold, to protect you with my life, to care for you in sickness or health, to provide you everything this world could offer, to make you live in prosperity and comfort. My strength is your strength, and your existence is my existence, till death does us part." And Riel followed, "As I wear this ring to yours, I promise to love you always and forever. Be more patient and understanding of your weaknesses and shortcomings, to be consistently behind your failures or successes, to be stronger for you in times of trouble and good times, to care for you in sickness or health, to be a part of you in poor or more affluent, for your strength is my strength, your existence is my existence, till death does us part." And the priest blessed them and told them to kiss. And all the guests were exuberantly shouting for joy. Others were in tears, like Mrs. Kalma, for she was overwhelmed with joy that her daughter was finally married to the right man, Hyunki. The wedding reception was in the hotel's restaurant, and Hwanchul offered a song for the bride and groom. Everyone was mystified as Chil sang Westlife's song, beautiful in white, and all danced to his music. Akio clinked the wine glass for a toast and said, "Your love was a match in heaven, and no matter how circumstances came between you, fate was always there to fix you. It was destiny who brought you together to be as one. Congratulations, my best friend," and to her groom, Hyunki. A toast to their happiness, and everyone gave a unified loud applause. After sharing cake and wine, all went to the center to dance, while the couple slowly left the place to their hotel room, preparing to leave for their honeymoon. And as they were about to get in the car, the guests bid them goodbye. Hyunki and Riel took a flight to Korea. "At last, I will be in your land, Hyun. I'm so excited to see your birthplace," Riel excitedly remarked. "I'll show you around and bring you to Jeju Island as you always wanted," expressed Hyun boastfully. During their honeymoon period, all they did was go around Seoul, experiencing the nightlife, and stroll to a park, where she saw the blooming cherry blossoms in vibrant pink, Reel's fondest color. And then they see places like Jeongbakgung and Sangdeokgung. They also visited Donggung Palace and Wolji Pond. Located near the city of Jeongju, Riel visited the palace with well-preserved temples and museums filled with ancient relics. They also took a photograph of themselves, both wearing traditional hanbok. Then, they went to Busan, Jeju Island, and Seongsan Sunrise Peak, where they saw gorgeous sunset views. The couple stayed in Korea for a few weeks, and Riel was not feeling well, thinking their overstay in Seoul made her tired and homesick. Hyunki was starting to worry because Riel had mood swings, and sometimes felt weak and dizzy, and she missed the native food she was used to eating. So, they decided to travel back home, and Riel felt relieved. While on the plane, Hyun said jokingly, "I guess you wouldn't last long in my country, Riel. Don't you want to live there?" Riel, patting at Hyun, replied, "Of course, I would love to. Wherever you may be, I will be there. I just couldn't understand my body chemistry at this time. It was like looking for its usual atmosphere." "I guess you're lying," Hyunki frowned. "No, I'm not. I don't understand what kept me uncomfortable. That's it. Please, babe, don't make this an issue, right?" Riel leaned her head, grasped Hyun's hand, and held his arm tight, falling asleep. He tried to reach her to caress Reel's hair and kissed it, then closed his eyes. The couple arrived at the airport, and Juni was already there waiting. Hyun had called him as they were about to board their return flight home. Riel had her dizzy spells, and Hyun thought that she was just exhausted from their trip. When they got home, Riel felt so weak that Hyun had to carry her to their bedroom. Then, he felt Reel's forehead. It was hot. Hyun felt so worried that he asked for assistance from Dr. Kalma, Reel's mom. "Maybe Riel couldn't stand the weather in Korea. You give her a hot compress and paracetamol, and if her fever persists, bring her to a hospital," advised Mrs. Kalma. The following morning, Hyun was awake at Reel's bedside, presuming she was still sick. When Riel turned her body to his side, she smiled but wondered. "Have you slept well last night, babe?" she asked. "Yes, somehow. I've been watchful of your condition that your fever may shoot up." "How's my sweetheart? Feeling better now?" Riel nodded and replied, "I am hungry." Hyun was glad that he embraced Riel and felt relieved. They had breakfast together and spent the whole day of Sunday with fun moments and happy conversations. They looked at their wedding pictures and photos taken in Korea. Riel was talking about her feelings about their times in Korea, and Hyun saw in her the happiness and satisfaction she had that he suddenly kissed her on her lips. Riel reciprocated, and Hyun carried her gently onto the bed. He brushed Reel's hair with his fingers, then touched Reel's face, and lifting her chin, he slowly moved his lips to hers. Once their lips touched, he gently and slowly opened his mouth to Reel's mouth, as if it was their first time kissing. Hyun pulled Riel close to him, and Riel submissively entangled her arms around him. They kissed longer, feeling those emotions that wrapped them together. Then Hyun whispered, "I love you so much, Riel. I am so happy to have you as my wife." Then, Riel sweetly replied, "I love you, too, Hyun. I love you, my husband." Hyun's feeling was so high, he could never imagine. It was like he was on top of the world. They embraced tighter, not wanting to let go. Both felt the bliss of their emotions flowing, consumed by their intense love for one another. Riel and Hyunki got married at last. What was their future hold?